Hello, and welcome to Viva La Action, the movie podcast where we're talking about all things action movies. The good, the bad, and the underrated. My name is Santi, and with me as always is my co-host, it's Grayson.
Hello, that's me.
And we have a special guest here today. We've picked him up off the street. We've kidnapped him.
Yep. Hog-tied him in the back.
We've hog-tied him in the back. His name's Sam.
Hi.
Say hi, Sam.
Oh, hi. Hi, Sam.
This entire thing is going to sound like shit.
Yeah.
Because we are currently recording in a car. We're on our way to a little getaway in the woods.
Yep.
Some call it camping.
I'll just call it satanic sacrifice.
Yeah, which is what Sam's here for.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so we didn't have any other time to record this, and I forgot all the recording equipment. So this is happening on my phone. But we're here today not to grouse about whatever's going on here. We're here to talk.
Fun word.
It is a fun word. I should put this more in the middle so it's not just me. But anyway, we're here to talk about a movie. It's a truly atrocious film.
Real bad.
I kind of liked it.
Are you serious?
I mean, I was really bored the first 15 minutes, and then I got fucking baked.
Oh, that
And
works.
Suddenly it was much more enjoyable. I don't know if the movie actually got better or if it was the ganja, but you know.
There you go.
Well, we're going to find out, because the movie we watched was called Sniper Special Ops.
I've been thinking about that $50 I owe you.
Hey, don't even. And it's $60.
How about if we knock out $5 for every time I save your ass today?
Tell you what, how about we double down if I get your butt out of here in one piece?
No deal.
Bam,
There's
bam.
so many good movies that popped up when I looked up the word sniper. I saw which one you all actually wanted me to see.
Yes.
And I saw Steven Seagal. I had to call my roommate in just to complain.
Good. Yeah, so we watched a movie called Sniper Special Ops. Came out in 2016. I didn't actually write up any notes for this one, so we're gonna go.
Impressive.
What's that?
This is impressive.
Oh, thank you. It was directed by a man whose first name I think is John.
That sounds right.
Oh,
John something. It was not directed by Steven Seagal like I thought it was.
that explains a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was directed by Steven Seagal because if you Google it, that's who it says on the Google summary
Doesn't
thing.
he direct almost all the movies he does?
I think he at least produces most of the movies he does, but yeah, so it's not directed by him. Doesn't really seem to matter who it was directed by. But yeah, written by some fuck and starring Steven Seagal and Rob Van Dam and a bunch of other jackasses. And we're not really going to worry too much about spoilers for this one because it's just nothing to spoil.
It's yeah.
I guess the biggest spoiler is that Steven Seagal is the top billed actor in the film.
He's barely in it.
He's barely in it.
know.
And he spends the whole...
I think that's why I might have liked it. towards the end.
Maybe. And he spends the whole movie sitting down.
Which, honestly...
Sniper rifle.
I know!
Yeah, I know. And I think him sitting down for the entire movie is fine. Because,
Yeah.
so I think this is the first Steven Seagal movie I've ever seen. He's not a good actor.
No, he's atrocious.
And so I think having him just sit and do nothing
Yeah.
for an hour and a half, perfect.
It's perfect.
That's the perfect role for Steven Seagal.
I weirdly liked the other guy, the real main character. I can't remember his name. What was it, Victor?
Yeah, Vic.
Vic, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
I
Yes.
kind of liked him.
I did like him.
I did not like him.
Really?
But, well, I just found him really, because this whole movie is, it's sort of it feels like a conservative wet dream.
Yeah.
This whole thing, it's it's a bunch of white men in Afghanistan, and they're gonna save the governor, and they're gonna save a hijab wearing lady.
Yeah.
But they're not what people who look like normally they're in the military. It's a bunch of middle-aged fat guys.
Well, I think they're a bunch of people that would be in like a military sim game.
Yes.
Like in a Ubisoft.
Oh, yes. And, yeah, so I just found him really irritating in the sense that he's, like, such a stereotypical, like, I'm the military guy, and I'm chomping a cigar, and I'm whatever.
I just like him more than Steven Seagal.
Well, yeah, he is better than Steven Seagal.
That was the one thing about that guy, Victor. He just was kind of a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously better than Steven Seagal, but, like, his entire, like, character was just kind of unbearable.
Yes.
And annoying.
Yes.
He did give me one of my favorite lines in the movie. I don't remember if I'm remembering it correctly, but I think it was when he said, like, "Don't call me sir, I work for a living."
I will say, the dialogue in this movie is almost entirely just, like, corny, like, one-liners.
Yeah.
And I just, man, Steven Seagal's drunk off his ass the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't deliver a single line with any, like, conviction.
What's his deal? Because he sounds nasally constantly.
Yes.
Is that just how he talks?
I think
He's just on his way out.
he's in his 70s now.
Oh, God. Well.
You know, and not to disparage him for this, because it's, you know, it's not really a big deal, but he is quite overweight.
That's probably why he's just sitting around for most of the movie.
That is why he's sitting around for most of the movie, because he's not in good shape.
Yeah.
And yeah, every line, like the line that makes me laugh the most is like the very first line he speaks, where he's like, he's like, "Hey Vic, I was thinking about that $50 on you."
Yeah.
And he's like, "It's actually $60." He's like, "How about I get $10 off every time I save your ass today?"
This is fun, quirky dialogue.
Yeah, it's like, it feels like it was written by like ChatGPT. Like if you went to, you know, an AI generator and you just typed in like dialogue from a Steven Seagal film, this is what it would generate.
Yeah.
I did have one fun fact. So we remarked upon the fact that it's called Sniper Special Ops, right? There's no colon in it.
Yeah.
The reason is there is a movie franchise called Sniper, and it started in like the late 80s. And there's been like a whole bunch of like direct-to-video sequels.
Oh, gotcha.
And I think this movie is attempting to rip off that franchise, so they can't actually put the colon because it's not a part of that series. But if they just go Sniper Special Ops, you could maybe be tricked into thinking it's part of that.
Yeah, well, and it was interesting because when the title like screen appeared,
There is a colon.
They did put a colon. That's interesting. Huh. Well, yeah. So here's the other thing about this movie. It was boring as shit.
Yeah, it's so boring.
If you want to watch this, do what Sam did and get absolutely
It really saved the movie.
Slizzled.
Yeah, because quite literally, genuinely, I know I've said this a lot about like some movies that we've watched, but genuinely nothing happens in this movie.
No.
Not a goddamn thing happens in this movie.
Never wanted exposition. Even like the first 5 minutes was just nothing but military lingo.
It's so jarring.
Look, going back to what you were saying about it being corny, I wish it was cornier.
Yes.
Yeah.
This movie made me realize that the only kind of military movies I want to watch are like Michael Bay Transformers.
I was gonna say,
shouting, left cheek.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, this movie feels like if you're a fan of the Transformers movies, but like not the part with the giant robots, you just like all the parts with the military.
Yeah.
That's this movie.
It's
Yeah.
better in Transformers.
Well, yeah, because it's shot by Michael Bay and he knows how to like move a camera. This was shot by like just some dude.
They just got high school students.
Honestly, that's what it feels like. Like it's lit like a YouTube short. Like
it's so bad.
Badly like lit, and it's just like most of the movie again is like the first 10 minutes is genuinely just military jargon.
Yeah.
It's just guys standing in a room being like, Echo Niner 4-5, we got a tango on the bitch slap and the 4-9. And they're like, copy that, Delta team, we're on the 4-5 on the 9-2. And you're like, got it.
6969 package secure.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Also, there's a sorry, I'll let you talk in a second.
You're good.
The beginning of the plot is that this team of whoever the fuck Steven Seagal and his middle-aged friends go to like rescue a politician, right?
Yeah.
They rescue some congressman.
Sure.
2 of them get left behind because they're assaulted by 4 men who seemingly are the entire Taliban. This is 4 white guys in turbans. And then Steven Seagal gets left behind, and then they rescue the governor, and you'd think there's going to be this like plot, or like congressman or whatever. You think there's going to be this plot of like, well, what was he doing there? Like, who kidnapped him? It doesn't come up.
It never comes up.
No.
And like that's it.
It also doesn't seem like Steven Seagal is in that much danger.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I like the entire time, like everybody else, like the entire other like U.S. military people.
Yeah.
They seem wholly unworried and like unconcerned with the well-being of these 2 guys that they like left behind.
Yeah.
And so they like get left behind, and then I'm gonna be honest, I kind of missed the part where maybe they said this. Are they going back to get them?
No, because they talk to like the congressman or the.
Right.
Well, yeah, but they talk to the military commander, and they're like, we gotta go back and get our friends, and he's like, there's a bunch of Taliban headed our way, and there's a whatever, and we're not gonna be able to spare the resources, so you gotta just wait.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is like, I don't think that's how the military works, but all right.
Not even a little bit. And so I thought that they would get left behind, and then the entire rest of the plot would be, how do we get these guys out?
Right. But see,
10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Just roll up. Apparently, just don't even try that hard.
Yeah.
Just put a woman who looks nothing like the other woman in a hijab
and call it a day.
And throw some grenades around a guy's neck.
Yeah.
This is so unrelated. But the actor that was stuck with Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
He looked so much like Robbie Amell, Steven Seagal's brother.
Yeah, he did.
It was so distracting to me. I actually stayed and watched the credits because I wanted to know. And honestly, I would have been happier if it was him.
But I feel like that plot could be interesting in the sense that it's like, oh my god, like these guys are left behind and they have to survive in this village of hostile forces.
Yeah.
And they have to stay hidden or whatever. But the movie doesn't focus on them. It focuses on this guy and this female journalist who has broken every rule of engagement possible. And it's about them trying to get a truck started. That's like the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Which, okay, so I've seen, there's like some videos on TikTok of like actual like military people in active combat zones.
Yeah.
And so like I was like thinking back to that, and I've also thought about like what I've just like stories that I've heard from people who are like actually in the military on the front lines or like in actual like live combat. This movie did such a bad job. Like normally Hollywood can kind of get away with like Hollywoodifying combat.
Yeah.
But this movie did such a terrible, god-awful job at it.
Oh, yeah.
That I was like, that journalist had to have, like, at least done one war crime. Either by accident or on purpose. Oh, God, no. Yeah. No, never give a gun to the journalist.
Well, she's technically, in that scenario, she'd be considered a civilian.
Yes.
So, like, there's no reason she should be armed. And there's no reason she should be put in harm's way, like, for this plot involving killing a major terrorist leader or whatever.
I think like one of the sad part is like they try so hard to be like hyper realistic with the military stuff. Like the movie takes itself so seriously to its own detriment.
Oh yeah.
And then they don't even do a good job of doing it.
No.
Yeah.
Well, because like one thing, this is something that always bugs me in like a military type movie. If you're in the military, right, and ammunition is expensive, you're not shooting your gun on automatic. You're going to shoot it on semi-auto. But the sniper of the film, which is Steven Seagal, every time he's shooting his gun, it's full blast. He's just spraying left and right.
What's funny is like I was checking for that. Early on in the movie, they all are firing semi-auto.
Yeah.
Exactly like you're saying. And it's only at the end when he starts sort of sniping again, not
Yeah.
with a sniper rifle, of course.
Right.
Yeah, no.
15
God,
seconds
no.
of that. And then he just started firing in full auto.
But it's funny too, because like he doesn't seem like he's a particularly good shot.
No.
Like he only gets like 1 or 2 guys, and I think it's because they only had a couple of extras, and they had to switch the scarves around every time.
Yeah.
The phone for
Yeah.
no reason.
I know.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was gonna say, like, that opening scene, like, why would you waste a shot
Yes.
shooting some dude's, like, flask or whatever the fuck he
Yeah.
was holding,
Flask, yeah.
and then kill him?
Yeah.
Like, that's such... You would never do that.
No.
That's such a dumb thing to do.
That's what had me convinced that Steven Seagal was the director.
Yeah.
I find it so baffling that you would get an actor like him, and I know part of the thing with these movies, because this is what would be called like a geezer teaser,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's a movie that it has like a famous-ish, like older action star, but they're not really in it that much. It's usually about like some other actor. But it's like, if you're gonna pay him all this money, make him do more than just sit around, except for the one time he goes down the stairs,
Yeah.
grabs a backpack, and then runs back. Like, and then at the end he stares like from a balcony and shoots automatically a couple of times.
Also, if you're gonna call it sniper
Yeah.
special ops, maybe, and here's a crazy fucking idea,
Yeah.
have more of the sniper.
Yeah, use the sniper. Like, if you want to have him sitting the whole time, have him be like in the bird's nest or whatever.
Right.
And he's like, I can see everything from up here, Vic. Hey, you got guys on your left, Vic. I'm gonna get them. You still owe me. I still owe you $50, Vic.
I was... Oh my god.
If will you take $10 off if I give you a hand job, Vic?
What about 20 if I blow you?
20 if I blow you, Vic. Where's your lucky rabbit's foot, Vic?
Oh God, the rabbit's foot.
That was so stupid.
That was
the
dumbest thing
moment
ever.
that dude pulled that out. I'm like, you're dying.
You're dying.
He didn't die, but he might as well.
No.
Yeah.
I had something else I was gonna say, but Sam, you seemed like you had something else you were gonna say.
I went so back and forth on hating, and I don't want to say loving, more like hating and being okay with the lady. I don't remember her name.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like sometimes they were trying to make her the most annoying character possible for like the exact reason you were saying earlier, where
Yeah.
the movie was just a conservative wet dream or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then, like, she would have some moments where I'd be fine with her again, and then I'd just go back to hating her. And they couldn't make up her mind. I will say, when that dude she was talking to, I think his name was, like, Jennings.
Yeah.
Something like that. When he got shot, I was so afraid. I don't know why I liked that man so much.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted him to be safe and okay.
I was really worried that they were gonna pull the like that the translator was like a bad guy the whole
in
time
on it?
thing.
Yeah, I know.
Because they kept being real suspicious about him.
Yeah.
And I was like, please tell me they're not gonna. But I will say, this movie seems to play pretty fast and loose with like cultural. I was gonna say it's a little bit racist, this movie.
Oh, 100%.
Especially
Yeah,
because, like, this is a dumb thing, but so this is supposed to be set in Afghanistan, right? I'm pretty sure. Came out when we were still in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And they constantly say that they're speaking Arabic. They don't speak Arabic in Afghanistan.
No.
They speak, I think it's Dari.
Yeah.
And
They bring that up at one point, at least.
yeah, but that's not what most people would be speaking.
Yeah.
No.
It's like most people would be speaking the language of Afghanistan, not Arabic.
Yeah.
And then also, there's a weird thing. I picked up on this. There's a moment where the female journalist, she's making this thing about, like, you guys just think I'm a jinx or whatever because of what happened at whatever. The place she says Obama Dad.
That...
Obama Dad.
yeah.
That's not a real place.
No.
Yeah, that stuck out.
That feels like a joke about, like, Obama,
Yeah.
like being a Muslim or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it was icky.
That was gross.
We didn't do it at the beginning like we normally do. Does this pass the Bechdel test?
Oh, God, no. There's
Yeah.
one woman. Oh, sorry.
There's two.
There's two women, but one of them doesn't speak English.
They tried to talk at one point.
Yeah. So it doesn't count. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this movie was kind of icky.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But I will say, I'm with Sam. I feel like the second half is more entertaining. Like, you kind of warm up to it by the end. That's not to say that it's good. It's still woeful. But
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell Steven Seagal did direct it. Just because when I saw him on the cover, on the movie poster or whatever, I thought the movie was going to be so much worse than it was.
Yes.
It was bad, but at least while non-sober, I was able to have a good time with it by the end.
There you go.
And I will say, I said this before we even started recording. I watched the second half on mute.
Yeah.
So maybe that helped a little bit. I didn't have to hear the atrocious, like, soundtrack.
Yeah.
But
I just... Also, give me the biggest thing that I think pissed me off was the goddamn, like, they had planted all these explosives around the town.
Yeah.
And then fucking Steven Seagal just shoots them to make them explode. That's not how that works at all.
No, I
You
mean,
would shoot it would put a hole in it, and that's it.
yeah, it's not dumber than anything else in the movie, but
Yeah. I was so mad about that.
If you were watching the second half on mute, that means you didn't hear how they ended the movie.
no, in fact, I did not see the last, like, 2 or 3 minutes.
It ended so suddenly with some, like, one-liner of Steven Seagal being such a badass or something. And then it just cuts to credits.
Oh, good.
And it is the most stereotypical, like, action movie ending I've ever seen.
Yeah. It was,
Love it.
It was and the fucking end credits, it was like an end credit out of like a 70s or 80s movie because they showcase one of the actors. They do like a little montage of all of the like whatever scene
intro.
Yeah, and then they like freeze frame and then put the actor's name.
That's amazing.
I like how the journalist just kept taking pictures of them too, and it cutting to black and white like it was some kind of World War II movie.
Right?
Yeah.
But also, what's she taking pictures of? Most of the time, a war journalist is there to, like, document, you know, like, combat or, like, atrocities or, like, whatever. They're not there to just be like, hey, I'm going to get a picture of you two shaking hands. All right, here's a picture of somebody getting fucking shot. Here's a picture
of a dead guy.
Yeah, here's a dead guy on the floor. I'm cool.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm a cold-blooded murderer, too.
It's probably because the director couldn't decide if he liked or hated military journalists. They couldn't decide.
I know. Well, see, but I think it is, like, it's supposed to be like he hates, like, you know, these, like, soft, wussy city folk or whatever and nepotism, but then at the same time, she's cool because she can shoot a gun and she's in on the shooting with the boys.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, God.
Beeline.
This is COP Wildside. Identify yourself.
Beeline is Overwatch. Waiting for extraction.
Copy Overwatch. Message received.
Don't run out of me, little brother. We almost home here.
Also, that scene where they meet up with like the leader, or whatever, and the guy walks up to him and he's like, "Oh, I know your type," and he starts listing off, or is that what he does? I don't know. They like start comparing.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, 4 years at this college," and then the U.S. military guy's like, 4 years. High school. Like, buddy, that's not as impressive as you think it sounds. Like, no.
That made me laugh too. I don't know. Maybe I was just gone.
Yeah. And, like, no shade to people who never went to college. Like, that's fine. College isn't for everybody.
Yeah. But
like, that just was weird.
But I can see the humor in, like, it kind of comes back around to being funny again. Because it is so, like, this is such, like, cliche dialogue.
Yeah.
And such, like, cliche, stereotypical, like, you know, what do you call them? Like, archetypes of these, like, military whatevers.
Yeah.
That it almost comes back around to being funny again, where it's like, of course you would say that. You know, of course you would make this joke.
Yeah. Also, we never find out if that guy who got shot in the back that was with Steven Seagal, if he survives.
No.
Like, they don't extract him, they don't get him.
I mean, he puts the cross on his hand, and then you kind of see his like hand move.
Yeah.
So I think you're supposed to be like, oh, he's still alive because of Jesus or whatever. But
Send someone up there and then nothing ever happens. He was like the
Yeah.
second to appear in the credits, so I'd like to assume.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, so one thing, speaking of this movie trying to trick people, if you look at the poster, right?
Yeah.
It says Steven Seagal, and then next to it says Van Damme,
Yes.
right? And if you don't know how people's names are spelled, you would see that and you think, oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Right.
Incorrect. It's Rob Van Dam, who is not related to Jean-Claude Van Damme because the last name is spelled differently. He's a wrestler.
And see, it got me.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was going to be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. Now he's called Rob Van Dam because he kind of looks like Jean-Claude Van Damme, but it's spelled differently.
Yeah. And they're not related.
And he also has a terrible ponytail.
Yeah.
It's like the worst thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yeah.
When he took the like hat he was wearing off and the ponytail fell out, I was like, put that back on.
Huh. Oh.
Wait, was he in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Rob Van Dam. He's like the other guy. He's Vasquez or whatever. Yeah.
Oh.
That's Rob Van Dam.
Also, why did they have like one of the oldest people alive at the fucking U.S. camp?
I don't
like,
know.
That dude should not be there.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like the military. Like 90% of people who are in active duty combat are under 30 years old,
Yeah.
including like special ops snipers, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to send in a 70-year-old man who can't even run to
Yeah,
be your marksman. Like, that
Yeah,
doesn't make
no.
any sense.
I don't know the actor's name, but he's like the classic old military man in every movie. Like, he's in The Flash. He was like Ross in like the Hulk movies.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
What's his name? I feel like every movie just feels like it needs him,
Yes.
but they couldn't afford him.
Yeah. No, this movie couldn't afford anybody.
Couldn't
No.
afford Robbie Amell.
No, it couldn't
No.
barely afford Steven Seagal. And he's cheap as they come.
Yeah.
What was his codename? Overwatch. That's the most stereotypical
Oh, that was-
Yes.
cliche.
That was the dumbest thing
Well,
ever.
why is the other one named Detroit? I mean, I know that it's because he's good with motors, but terrible.
One of
Yeah.
them like Bone Bite or something.
Dog bite, I
Dog
think.
Bite.
That's stupid.
That is terrible.
I want to watch Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'm realizing from this.
I just feel like, if you're going to have a snipe, like, if sniper's going to be in the title,
It should be about a
there should be
sniper.
some more sniping in the movie.
Yeah. Also, the scope overlay that they did
Oh, yeah,
any
yeah.
time ever was awful.
Yeah, it's awful.
It looked like MS Paint.
Yeah.
It
little
looked
bit.
it looked like they just like took a JPEG and just like overlaid it on top of the fucking movie
Probably is what they did.
and just call it good. Because like it doesn't first of all, it doesn't look like you're actually looking through a scope
Yeah.
that somebody's holding.
Right.
And two, I forgot what I was gonna say. So it's ass. It's so bad that I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's pretty ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even really know what else to say about it. It's just atrocious.
What was do you know what the budget was for this movie?
It was under $1 million. I don't know. I mean, or around. In fact, we might still have cell service. I can probably look it up. Just kidding. We don't. I can't look it up. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think it was $1 million. I think it was probably like a $8 to $10 million movie. It looks cheap as shit. It was shot in California, very obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, oh man, but it has birthed the best GIF of all time, which is where, so like they get attacked right at the beginning, and Steven Seagal has to come down from his little crow's nest, right?
Yeah.
And there's that moment where he's going around a corner, and he's got the gun like this on his shoulder, and then he like switches shoulder.
Oh my god. I was like, I don't understand why you did that.
I don't know, but it's the best thing I've ever seen. He holds that gun. Everybody in this movie holds their gun like it weighs 2 pounds. Like,
Yeah.
you can tell so, like, and not that they need to have real guns on movie sets, but you should at least act like it's heavy They're all holding them like there's no recoil.
Yeah.
Like,
Sniper rifle especially. That
Oh
was
my
so
God.
bad.
Yeah,
The
it-
silencer made it so quiet.
yeah.
If you were gonna only have like 20 seconds of a sniper rifle in the movie, at least like go all out on the
Yeah.
sound design for it.
And also, this movie's straight to video. Like,
Yeah.
you can have it be as gory as you want. You
Yeah.
know, like if you're gonna shoot a guy with a sniper rifle, he should explode. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rated R.
Yeah.
And I was watching it and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And exactly. I was watching it and I was like, how is this rated R? You can get away with PG-13. I don't even think they say fuck.
I think they might say fuck like once.
That's enough for PG-13.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was expecting a little bit more gore, a lot more cussing.
Yeah.
I bet you I know why it's R. It's because we see the journalist lady's covered boob.
You know,
that's true.
I was just thinking about just looking at the type of movie it is, the fact that it is somehow rated R. I'm shocked there were no boobs or anything.
Yeah, there was no boobs.
I would fully expect that to be the reason.
How come we didn't see Steven Seagal's balls?
Yeah, exactly.
Whip them out, Steven.
Let's see those.
Let me see those
testes.
geriatric balls.
They're probably super wrinkly.
Can you
Why did
tell?
you say that?
Can you tell that his hair is dyed?
Yeah.
Like, it's so black.
Yeah. It's bad.
I'm worried that if he sweats too much, it's gonna come dripping down like
Yeah.
Rudy Giuliani. Like, just yeah, it's pretty bad.
It was so funny watching him try to have like an almost heartfelt moment.
Oh my God.
With
Oh,
that,
so bad.
with that other guy when it's
Yeah.
like his line delivery at all points in time makes it seem like he just hates everyone.
And he sounds drunk. Like,
Yeah.
he literally is slurring. Like, because he even says, like, you know, why'd you stay here? And you know, I guess I just see you like a little brother. You just like my little brother to me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be the first time he showed up to us that wasted.
Oh, I'm
Pretty
sure.
he's done that in other movies.
He has. He's a famous dickwad. Like,
Yeah.
famously big Putin fan.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Big Fox News correspondent. I think under Trump he was the U.S. ambassador to Russia
What the fuck?
or something like that. Yeah, he's awful. He's famously like creepy and you know, aggressive. There's a great story from a stuntman. I can't remember the name of the movie, but there's a story where this Steven Seagal, because Steven Seagal was before he was an actor, he was a black belt in Aikido. Which, if you know anything about Aikido, it's just a bunch of nonsense. But it's that martial art where it's like you can grab a guy by the wrist and then you flip him. You know?
Oh, yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah,
But
okay.
anyway, so he claimed that he could not be choked into unconsciousness.
Who, Steven Seagal?
Yeah, he claimed that was something he could do. And there was this stuntman, I wish I could remember his name. I should have wrote it down. He was like, want to bet? And Seagal was like, yeah, but, you know, whatever. And so
70 years old.
I know. Well, this would have been when he was a bit younger. He would have been like in his 40s or 50s. And so the guy like put him in a chokehold, and he choked him so hard that Seagal like shit himself,
That's fucking hilarious.
which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
Honestly deserved.
Yeah.
true.
He's an ass. He's like famously an ass.
He looks like he would be.
Yeah.
He looks like he says slurs for fun.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Yeah, pretty much every story you've heard about Steven Seagal is like, yeah, he was terrible and he, you know, he was mean to me, or he was terrible and he was racist, or he was terrible and he shit himself or whatever, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Speaking of that heartfelt, quote unquote heartfelt
Yeah.
moment, what the fuck? Like, he like pulls out this letter.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Who was that woman? His wife?
No, that was supposed to be the other guy's wife, I think.
Was he fucking the other guy's wife?
No, because remember the other guy tells a story about like, yeah, and right before before today, my wife wrote me a letter and said that she was with another man or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And so then I think he was pulling it out like,
Is he the other man?
no. I think the implication was supposed to be like he was looking for something, and then he's like, oh, what's this? And he's like, oh, it's my wife and my dog or whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, bitch. And then he like puts it back.
Okay.
And then the guy's like, you know, and then he's like, I'm sorry about your wife and kids.
Don't worry, when he goes back and his permanently paralyzed, face down. He's gonna have all the girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, you're right. Why don't they resolve that story? Like, it just feels kind of mean.
Yeah. This whole movie felt like they started a plot line and then just never finished it.
No.
They just didn't want to make it to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
This movie was just an edging film, but they never let us finish.
That's, yeah, pretty much. That's pretty atrocious.
Yeah. And I cannot reiterate how bored I was.
Yeah, it's very boring.
It's tough.
Man, what kept you, Vic? You still sore about that $50? Oh, you won't be like that now. After all the times I saved your life.
All the times you saved my life?
That's what people say.
Sergeant Chandler,
Yes, ma'am.
are you really as good as they all say you are?
Every once in a while.
Anyway, yeah, trash movie. Don't bother.
No.
Going back to what you were saying about like how like shitty it was shot.
Yeah.
There were like, because you know, we all watched it on Tubi because you can watch it there for free with ads.
Yes.
And that's the thing. If you are gonna watch this, don't pay for it.
No, God, no.
Oh, no.
Pirate it. Watch it for free somewhere. I don't give a shit. Just don't pay for it.
What? I look forward to the ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there were like some ads that like the ad would finish and then we go back to the movie, and because it was like colored and lit so weird, I thought I was still watching ads.
I know, yeah. Also, this movie, okay, so Tubi I feel bad for because it probably thinks my algorithm is really weird because
Yeah.
almost every time we watch a shitty movie, it's on Tubi.
Yeah.
And so my algorithm's like, do you like conservative films? And I'm like, not really. So my ads were all like Republican attack ads.
Oh, God.
And so it was like, this Democratic senator from New Mexico is a big pedophile. Do you want to vote for a pedophile? And I was like, oh, geez, I don't know.
Jesus.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got a lot of keywords that were like, do you want to vote for a radical liberal? I was like, shit, that sounds cool. I don't know.
That sounds dope as hell.
Dope as hell. Anyway, yeah. Do you guys have anything else about the movie?
Not that I can think of. Just like I said, if you are going to watch this, don't pay for it.
No.
And then either get blitzed as hell or
Yes.
make a drinking game out of it.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Because that will make it infinitely more enjoyable.
Yes.
Yeah, this was rough. This was a rough one.
It's pretty rough. It's not the worst thing we've watched,
No.
but it's up there.
It was still better than I thought it would be.
It is, I would say it is slightly more competently made than you expect.
Yeah.
Like, I think the big reason is when we watched that shitty Indiana Jones thing
Oh, God.
a few weeks ago, that was so atrocious that it kind of made this look somewhat competent. I'm like, well, at least the characters are doing stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
not much, but, you know,
Yeah.
this looks like it was shot by someone.
Yeah.
They didn't just put a tripod or a camera on a tripod and walk away.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's still not good. The action is atrocious.
Yeah.
It is-
it's so bad.
It is literally that, like, shot of someone shooting, shot of someone getting shot. Shot of someone shooting, shot of someone getting shot.
Yeah. There's a reason we haven't talked much about the action, and it's because there wasn't a whole lot of action.
There's not a whole lot.
It's mainly shooting, and that's it.
Yeah. There's the one at the beginning, there's one semi in the middle, and there's one at the very end, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Jennings getting
What?
shot in the leg,
Oh, yeah, Jennings gets shot in the leg,
Jennings.
yeah.
who I love for some reason.
Yeah.
Poor guy. And they're like, can you still drive? And I'm like, I don't think he can. And he's like, yeah, I can drive. I'm like, all right, never mind. What the
Whatever.
fuck do I know? I guess you can drive with a bullet through your leg.
Not the left leg, not the right.
Oh, there you
Maybe,
go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was just what I was saying.
Yeah.
This movie's stupid.
It's dumb. So yeah.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like the ads on Tubi aren't that bad.
No.
Like, I've watched some, like, free streaming services where there's ads every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Tubi, it feels like it gives you a good 20 minutes before it gives you an ad.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Which, yeah, it is kind of surprising.
It was better than YouTube.
And also, I feel like what they do is the ads get less as the movie goes on.
Yeah.
So, like, by the end, like, your last ad break is, like, 20 minutes before the end, and it's a short one to kind of keep you engaged, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I don't know why Tubi was only rated like 2.5 4.1 stars or something. It seemed pretty good.
It's gotten better too because they've started to get a lot of actual good movies on there, and really the ads, like I said, they're not bad. I'm not endorsed by Tubi, but
Not sponsored, just a fan.
just a fan. I've been repping Tubi since we started this show.
That's true.
The ads were honestly less egregious than YouTube.
They're not bad.
I feel like I watched more ads in like a 30-minute YouTube video than I did in the hour and a half long movie.
That's yeah. I have YouTube Premium, so I don't see ads. Not to brag.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Not to brag.
Mr. Moneybags over here.
I pay $12 a month.
Jesus.
I will say it was weird because when I booted up the movie, the very first set of ads I got were all in Spanish.
Amazing.
It's the New Mexico special.
Yeah. I was like, interesting. All right, fair enough. But then I don't know. It was weird.
¿Quieres leche? I don't know. I was trying to think of an ad.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I had.
Okay.
Fuck Steven Seagal.
Yeah, fuck Steven Seagal.
Fuck that guy.
He sucks.
He can eat my whole ass.
He
Love
would.
Channing.
Yeah, he was alright.
I hope I'm getting the name wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you could tell this was going to be a bad movie because there's like about 1,000 logos before the movie even starts.
Oh,
Which is usually a bad start.
Yeah.
It's like Movie Corp, Movie Company, Movie Pictures, Picture Movie, Movie, Russian mob money. Anyway, that's all I got.
Yeah.
So Sam, you've listened to half an episode before, so you don't know that we always give a rating at the end.
Yep.
Okay.
This is your typical sort of rating system. It's out of 10.
This is a bad movie to have to rate first.
You can go as low as 0, but you can't go higher than 10.
Correct.
For context, Grayson has given 2 zeros.
I've given 2. I thought I only gave 1.
You gave 2.
What's a good 5 that y'all have given?
I don't know if we were given a 5.
I think we gave 1 5.
Let me look. Let me see what we've made before.
I was thinking like a 3 or a 4, but I don't know if something good was rated 5.
Oh no, I feel like I think gave Expect No Mercy like a 5.
I might have.
I think you gave. I'm trying to see. Oh, Fat Man. You gave Fat Man a 5.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fat Man was like, it was fine.
Yeah, that was fine.
It was whatever.
I don't know why I poked you so hard. I'm sorry.
No, you did.
3.
A 3? Okay.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna give it. I'll give it a 2.
2.
It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, which is why I'm giving it slightly more.
Yeah.
But it is egregious. It's just not good.
Yeah.
The beginning of the movie was a 2.
The beginning of the movie's like a 0.
Yeah.
Nah, it's like a
Bring down the average.
0.3.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably go just a slight tad bit lower. I'm probably gonna go like a 1.8.
Okay.
It's the thing is like when I watch a movie, I'm watching the movie to be entertained.
Yes.
I was not entertained.
No.
I was bored out of my goddamn mind.
It's very boring.
And so nothing happened. The acting was pretty bad.
Yes.
The story didn't make any goddamn sense.
I will say everybody, including Steven Seagal, is not good.
Yeah.
There is no good performance in the movie. Like, even the lead actor, who is not terrible, he's still not good.
Yeah.
Like, he's playing the part he's supposed to be playing, but he's not doing it very well.
No.
But, yeah.
So, yeah, 1.8.
If Robbie and Mel was in it, I'd bump it up to a 5.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But anyway, Sam, this is a part of the show called Editor's Picks. And this is a part of the show where we recommend a movie. It doesn't have to be an action movie. It can be anything. So I'm springing this on you, so you have a moment to think.
I'm gonna need more than a moment.
Okay, I'm gonna make Grayson go first.
Oh, jeez. Fuck. You go first.
Oh fuck. Shit. All right, I'll recommend a movie called The Outlaws.
Okay.
It's a Korean film. from, I want to say 2017, maybe 2015, I don't know. Stars an actor called Ma Dong-seok. We talked about him before. He was on Train to Busan.
Oh, yes. Great movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's the start of a, what do you call it, a quadrilogy? There's 4 movies. It's good. It's a very good movie. It's fun. I would say there's a lot of police brutality in it, but it's kind of the fun kind. So, yeah, it's a good movie. It's fun, light, cool. Yeah, action, comedy kind of thing.
Nice.
What about you, Sam?
I recommend the animated Justice League movie that predated the original cartoon that everyone grew up with.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I think it was actually a 2-parter mashed together,
Yes.
but I had it on VHS, so to me it was like a movie.
Hell yeah.
And there was like a scene where like Superman's nose and eyes get tentacled, and it traumatized me.
I think that's the one where they have to find Martian Manhunter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like half the movie they think Batman's dead.
Oh, yep, that's right.
Spoilers, he's not.
That's a good movie.
There you go.
All right, Grayson.
I believe it's called The Harder They Fall.
Oh, yeah.
That Netflix movie with
Idris Elba?
Yeah, Idris Elba. That is a fantastic movie.
It is good.
It's set kind of during the Old West era. Really, really solid.
Incredible.
Highly, highly recommend that. I saw it. I've only seen it once, and it was like a couple of years ago. But I've been thinking about it, and I kind of want to watch it again. And it's just because it's so good.
Yes.
So yes, The Harder They Fall.
Fair warning, though, it does contain the actor Jonathan Majors.
Yes.
So just be aware of that. If you don't like dudes who throw their girlfriends out of a car or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's pretty much the end of the show.
Yep.
I'm gonna laugh if this doesn't pick up my voice at all.
It did, I think.
Hello?
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 Sam's been here.
Send help.
Hello? Anyway, that's the end of the show.
Yeah.
If you like this episode, feel free to give us a 5-star review on Spotify, on iTunes, on whatever the fuck.
Whatever you're listening on.
Whatever you're listening on. If you're listening on YouTube, give it a like, give it a comment.
Yep.
Subscribe. Follow
Eat
us.
ass and smoke grass.
Eat ass, smoke grass, and follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Viva La Action. We're also on TikTok and Facebook.
We got email where you can send in little recommendations
Yes.
or just say hello.
Unless you're a man named Tony Tube, and then leave us alone.
Fuck off, Tony Tube.
What?
We got an email from a guy named Tony Tube, who was like, hey, I like your podcast. You want me to promote it? We can do a thing called backlinking, where you put your a link to your thing on another website. And we're like, fuck off, Tony Tube.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name was Tony Tube, which I think is very funny.
It was the worst. And then we got like rapid fire in a row.
Yeah.
4 emails from 4 different people, but they were all essentially the same, like word for word, down to, and I'm not kidding, the emojis.
Yes.
So
Incredible.
if you're trying to scam us, fuck off.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the guy on YouTube who called me a moron.
Nice.
Big fan of that guy. Brave enough to say what we've all been thinking.
We're not morons. We're dumbasses.
Yeah. To be fair, I do believe I am a moron, but I'm not goofy like he he leveled at me.
Yeah.
I'm very serious. Yes?
I'm kind of regret shouting the eat ass, smoke grass. I kind of thought that was going to be right at the end so it could be edited out.
Oh,
we're still going.
I can still edit it out, but anyway, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
We also have a form. A
Google form.
Google form. Fill out the Google form and give us a suggestion.
Yes.
Anyway, if you want to find Grayson, you can find them riding atop a cloud, eating cotton candy out of their ass.
Yep.
You'll find Sam. What?
Google.
You can Google them, and you'll find me floating atop a raft on a ocean of tears and orange soda.
Sounds boring now.
Okay, you'll find Sam inside the belly of a shark and throwing a rave.
Yep. I like it.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
We're talking. What's that guy doing?
Oh my god.
Sir!
You good?
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.